Loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cryptcast. I'm Mike.
Yo, what up, Crypt Crawlers? I'm Brian.
And we are coming to you from inside the Comic Crypt in Eatontown, New Jersey. And we're here to give you that little bit of new comic book day you might be missing in your life. We have an email.
Cool.
We have an email from Tim again. Thanks, Tim. You're doing great.
We know we're rock solid. We know we have one listener.
Keep them coming, please. So, short and sweet. But I think there's a little more that's going to come out of it. The question is, who are your favorite C-list heroes and why?
I have trouble with that. Like, we were started discussing it as soon as
and
you
I
told me about the question.
I refuse to engage with you because you're throwing away perfect conversation to nobody.
All right, well, he says hero specifically, and I argued, like C-list characters or B-list characters.
Hero specifically.
Yeah, hero specifically. But like I was saying earlier, though, I have trouble calling certain characters or differentiating certain characters on there, on like grading them on a list because they don't get a spotlight or, they don't get the creative attention because they're always put on the same books as far as, the big two go. Like, I used Iceman as an example. In my opinion, Iceman is an A-level character, right? He's an Omega-level mutant, super crazy powerful. He's had story arcs. His own book series suck.
Yeah.
He's occasionally had a really cool story arc in a book.
Sure.
But I don't feel like he's C-list or B-list,
But that's personal bias coming in. You like Iceman.
All right. I also use Luke Cage and he's not one of my favorite guys. Like he has been at times,
sure,
but I have trouble calling him a B-list or a C-list guy. During the New Avengers run, he was one of my favorite characters, and he led that team. At that point in time, the New Avengers book was better than the Avengers book. That team of characters I like way more than any team of Avengers. Is he a C-list guy? Is he a B-list guy? He's one of your favorites. Is he a B or C-list guy?
Yes.
So I have trouble with that.
My whole roster of favorite heroes are in the B and C list categories.
But I don't necessarily feel like they are at all times.
I think
I feel like there's a fluctuation.
No, yeah, you could move. Absolutely, you can move. Look at someone like Carol Danvers. I would say Miss Marvel was a BC list character, and has over time
become A-list,
become B to A, and she kind of straddles that line depending on what's going on.
But
I don't say she's A-list character all the time.
But again, that's the attention given to her, the use.
Okay, so
talent they use,
Correct. It comes down to all that. So specifically with someone like Iceman, yes, very powerful, yes, can be very interesting, but can't hold a title. You can have an interesting arc here or there.
But do you blame the character or do you blame the creative team?
But it's the same though.
It's not.
Every character has tons of potential. Just because you like them doesn't mean they're going to get the attention that they deserve or the talent that they deserve. And that's what makes that. Apparently it's very difficult for Iceman to get a story or a long-term anything, right? Like, he gets arcs, like you said. He's an interesting character, but he's a good support character, which slots him into B instead of A.
Do you remember the astonishing X-Men story where he has the apocalypse seed hidden in him?
He basically turns evil and he plunges the whole world.
He plunges the whole world into sub-zero temperatures. Crazy. That was a crazy story, and it was an awesome story. He was connected to every molecule of snow on the planet, right? He was in Antarctica or the North Pole, wherever it was.
Sure. Let's say North Pole, because that's more fun.
Sure. He was hanging out at the North Pole. He had Mystique with him. And Mystique was still wearing her very skimpy costume, and I felt sorry for her the whole time, going, "Gosh, she's got to be cold." But Thor took recognize of the temperatures around the planet and was like, frost has to be frost giants.
Right.
So Thor's hanging out with the X-Men in New York, and Iceman's like, "Stop talking about me." And they're like, "What the fuck?" Because he's connected. He can hear and see through every molecule of snow. It's a godlike power. It's godlike power.
Yes, but
hold on.
All right, finish.
The last two stories we got were about him and his relationships. That's garbage. I don't want to read that. I want to read him being a crazy kick-ass superhero. Sure. That was creative decisions to give me stories about him and his boyfriends, which I don't give a fuck about. That's minuscule flavor that you add to superhero shit. You don't make it about that. I'm not reading an Iceman book about his troubles and woes of dating.
I get it.
So, no, he's not. And I don't think he's one of the founding X-Men. I don't think that's biased. I just think that's like history and fact. He's been around since 1963.
But it does not make him an A-list guy.
I believe he's an A-list guy.
Absolutely not. Again, power level does not dictate that.
I'm not saying power level does. I'm saying
you seem to be leaning on that.
I'm not leaning on that at all. I just gave you story references. Not
about when he was super powerful.
God damn it. It's not, that story wasn't good because he was all powerful. Right. The power flexes were impressive.
Right.
When you embellish on what he can do at that level, all I'm saying is when he has superhero shit, it's way better. When you're doing superhero stuff in a superhero book, it's way better.
But those are creative decisions, but like I said...
I know, but I'm saying the creative teams behind the books dictate whether the story is A or B.
Right.
Stories are A-list and B-list and C-list, not characters.
And particular heroes will get more A-level stories than others. They'll get more attention because they're more attention-grabbing. People tend to gravitate to them.
You
right?
know,
like, look, hold on. Iron Fist is a solid B, C-list character. 100%. No doubt about it. He's somewhere in between. He's like a C plus B minus, right? Like he never does anything crazy important. Fraction / Brubaker's run on Immortal Iron Fist is one of the best things I've ever read. It is so good. It's so dense. There's lore. They expand the world. They get into his personal shit. There's so much shit going on. It is an A tier story. He is a B, C tier character because he cannot maintain that sort of story long term. Same thing with Luke Cage.
I think it's treatment of characters. I think it's harder to argue like A, B, C list characters in Marvel because Marvel kind of treats all of their characters as peers. Like, you know, when a big bad threat shows up, everybody shows up.
Everyone's like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Like, when you look at DC and DC kind of sticks to the lineage, you go, oh, well, there's the A-listers. The A-listers are Barry, Hal, Bruce, Clark, and Diana. Right. And everyone who comes under is like, okay, Nightwing's the B-list character. Yeah. Tim's the C. You don't really count Jason.
Well, Jason's a villain. He can't be.
Right. Or Damian, because he's, you know, still quasi on the edge. But, you know, it's like, all right, Bruce is A, Nightwing's B, Tim's C. Like, you know, I think it's way easier to look at that because they do the cascade for you.
Yeah, but that kind of falls into DC's very regimented, like, this is good, this is bad, this is this guy, that's that. And you know, it's very much that, yeah.
And if you're not top set, you know, if you're not the 7 core members of the Justice League, then you're Blue Beeter and Booster Gold, then you're definitely B and C. Like, just don't, you know. So, like, who are the ass clowns in Marvel? Like, the Great Lakes Avengers? They're the C-list, you know? Like,
that's actually...
Squirrel Girl?
Great Lakes Avengers is a little guilty pleasure of mine, and Brady, they are like D-list. They are not C.
Yeah, but they're fun.
They're fun. That's why I like them.
Plastic Man?
Yeah, Plastic Man's probably low on that. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like when I like lower tier characters, it's because they're dealing with like human problems and relationships and stuff. It's not all universal ending bullshit, or they are fun, and I like fun.
I would say on the DC side, Martian Manhunter would be considered a B or a C-list guy. And look at what he could do. He beat the crap out of Superman. He's a telepath. He's arguably one of the most...
But can he hold a book? I don't give a shit what he can do.
Right now, he has the most interesting Absolute book out of all of the Absolute books.
Which doesn't matter because it's in the Absolute universe.
It does
and
matter.
It's a whole different interpretation of who he is.
Just saying. Right now, he has the most interesting of all of the Absolute characters, so looked at in a different light and presented differently is absolutely A-list material.
Okay, someone like Hercules. How about this? You got a lineage character who's been around since the 60s. He is a C-list, B-list character.
All right,
he's an Avenger, a champion. He's a god, for God's sake. He could beat a ton of people in the universe. I think he's an interesting character, especially in the past 10 or so years.
Yes,
I like
definitely
him.
In the last 10 or so
I like him
years.
because he's got like a little more, outside of being a womanizing party monster, right? That's what he was for years and years.
Yeah, he doesn't age well, which is why he's stuck in that.
Right, but the updating people have done with him in the past.
You chose a character that is the Booster Gold and Blue Beetle of Marvel, so like that. But he's pigeonholed into that. You're never gonna see him written to be the most badass guy in the world.
No, but but they've been
He's
trying
always
to
going to be the
break
joke
them.
character.
They've been trying to break the mold of him of being a joke character. They've been trying to make him more serious, being like, I was an alcoholic,
Right,
I got to
with the
sober up.
alcoholism.
And womanizing is not cool. I shouldn't do like him trying to better himself as a person over time. You know, update him to the times kind of thing.
Sure, sure.
But
then you made him not fun and not what he is,
still,
and people who do like him aren't going to enjoy him as much.
I think it was still good. But either way, he's still languishing in that area, and that's fine. He's fun when he shows up. It's cool if he gets like a 6-issue plus book, but it's never going to be an ongoing series because he can't carry it. That is a B-list character.
Well, my take on the whole thing is that this is semantics, but we're not answering the question.
Correct.
So and he doesn't even ask for B, he asks for C-list characters?
Yeah, see, because you got to go down 2 steps.
Fuck.
So Great Lakes Avengers and Hercules are 2 of mine. I like Great Lakes Avengers because they're fun. It is like a joke book, but usually it's just a good time. Hercules, old school stuff is fun to read. New school stuff is a little more serious. I like what they've done with the character. There's 2 answers for me, and I have a couple more. Because that's my wheelhouse, baby. I like all the little guys.
C-list characters for me, I have to go back to like early 90s and go with like the entire New Warriors roster.
Sure.
You know, because I don't like the C-list characters now. I did not like Sam Nova. I do not like.
I was going to bring him up.
I do not like Kamala Khan. But
I would throw her in a B, but Sam.
I would not throw her in a B.
Basically, champions like the new.
She's pushed into a B.
The new champions.
The new champions is garbage.
No, okay, not the title new champions. The last school of champions before this, so like Miles, Kamala, like all them. I would say all of those characters except Miles and Kamala are C-list characters.
Amadeus,
Viv Vision, Amadeus.
Amadeus was a fantastic B-list character, and
Bullshit,
then they made him brawn. And then they made him brawn. No, he's C now. He's C now that he's brawn.
He's D because he's not doing shit.
He was the Hulk sidekick for a long time.
Yeah, and he hung out with Hercules.
A great B-list character.
No, that is not B. He was a C-list character. He gets to stand to the side and do stuff. No, he is a C-list the whole time. He's gotten worse now.
Yeah, now he's a C-list character.
No. He's a D-list. He's dropped down a level.
Now he's a D?
Because he's less interesting as Braun.
Yeah, he is less interesting as Braun.
Yeah.
He was better as himself.
But Viv Vision, Sam Alexander Nova.
Viv Vision's like non-existent. She's like E, F, whatever. She just sucks.
Yeah, she's just like existing out there somewhere.
I like how like Vision can go make a family and like... You know, like the ties that bind, you know, like Scarlet Witch and Vision like rekindle and they can be like, oh, we're a couple again, and our boys Tommy and Billy, and he's not like, what about my kids?
Well, they're half siblings.
I know, but they don't count. They don't count. They don't get the weight that like Wiccan and Speed do. You know.
Sure. I mean, Viv has had some stuff, but yeah, she's just over time she's got to like have stuff going on, but that's it. Like
they got to redesign Viv with redhead. She's a redheaded stepchild. It's like, well, she don't care.
It's Marvel. There's enough redheads. We don't need more.
We only turn her on every like. Yeah, that's a good point. She could take over Jackpot now that Mary Jane's. Mary Jane's Venom.
You can't. Did you? You didn't read the last issue?
Hell no.
The Venom symbiote, her and the Jackpot thing are all tied together. Like if they break contact, they all die.
I want the Venom symbiote when it moves on to another person. I want it to move on to a guy. I don't care who the guy is, but I want it to pick up feminine traits. But
Venom is coming off very masculine and has not picking up any of the feminine traits.
I know, but I want it to after, even if it's just like dialogue.
Okay.
I mean, they did the whole Codex thing with Carnage, where it's like got superhero traits and properties.
Like the past 5 podcasts.
I know, I'm just saying though, like with the Venom thing, like it would be cool if he just like all of a sudden wants to get his nails done or.
But in this specifically, they're treating Mary Jane and the symbiote as very, very different entities. They're very separate. Whereas like most of the other time, it's like. It's almost like one person in one mind, right?
Well,
like it's the host and him. Right. He still does that, but they are being treated as very separate entities, even though they're interconnected. So but we're off topic again.
Yep.
I don't know. You have like let's do like one or two more each, and then we can move on. just to make sure we're answering questions.
What did I do? I did New Warriors. So that would be like Marvel Boy, Firestar, Nova-ish. Like Nova's not. Nova B-list? I don't know. again, I would say with like the
Nova, I would
stories, like
Nova.
maybe
Nova is B in general, but space stuff, in my opinion, is also always a B story.
yeah, right.
So that knocks it down to a C, I guess.
But again, this is all personal opinion on what you define.
Yes, this is all personal opinion.
Yeah. Because Speedball's not even a C. Speedball's like a D.
Yeah,
but
man.
then you put him in that penance costume, and oh boy, he could be a B.
Yeah, a little more. But that's the thing. It's you can shift from one tier to the next depending on how interesting you are or how you're being written. You know.
Here's a hot take. Ghost Rider. I don't care which one. I prefer Danny over Johnny, and I always have.
Sure.
But that's because I started reading in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Danny embraced being Ghost Rider, while Johnny always came off kind of wimpy and whiny about it.
Yeah.
I don't think either Ghost Rider is A-list.
God no.
Yeah.
Maybe B list. I would say Ghost Rider rides C and B. Rides it.
I would say Johnny can have the B spot just because he's OG. I would put Danny at a C-list character.
I mean, they
and
usually
love Danny
shaft him
Ketch.
for Johnny anyway.
Right, exactly. Like they even gave Johnny his clothes to make him look cooler.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And quite honestly, I think whoever writes comics now and they throw Fantastic Four shit in for like the '90s head nod of like Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider. I think these people forget that it's fucking Danny and not Johnny.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say poor Danny Ketch gets the C-list status, and he's one of my all-time favorite characters ever.
I think that's fair. Like I said, my whole wheelhouse is kind of like in there, like Iron Fist, Luke Cage. I just like them because of the lore and stuff behind them, and it's just the small problems being people. To get away from that, it's kind of same-ish, but Shang-Chi, 100%. No one gives a fuck about him. Every time he has a series,
Bro.
there's just a small little group of people who are into Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I'm not, like, I don't want to rain on your parade. I'm trying to build you and your characters up, but Shang-Chi ain't even fucking C. That motherfucker's like E or F. Like, that guy.
He's not that bad. Come on.
Yeah, bro.
He
could not hold a fucking book.
He had 2 or 3 consecutive series.
Yeah, that fucking bombed.
They didn't bomb.
They bombed.
No.
Yes, they did.
They were selling...
Are you talking about his original series? Like his fucking magazine-sized bullshit that only sold because it looked like a Kung Fu magazine?
I have no context to how well those sold because I wasn't fucking alive. I'm talking about the stuff that I've seen sell in the store and me ordered numbers for. He was on par with other low-tier Marvel stuff. You know, we were getting double-digit like copies. So like in like 10 to
like 10 to 12 that made it a year and then they shit on it.
He has 3.
Oh, and you can't even
years.
And listen, I'll go to bat for you again. You can't even judge books like that anymore because the formula of revolumizing every 12 to fucking whatever.
Yeah, it is every year or so you're getting a new thing. But that's what they did with him. They were kind of updating him a little bit. But he had like 3 consecutive series that went about a year apiece. So he had a little run.
I think the movie hurt him.
I don't think it hurt him. I think it introduced him to people.
I think the movie hurt him because I think now he needs a gimmick. Now he needs the bands or the rings.
Yeah, now he has the rings, which I'm not.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like how bad? Like you look at things in like context, right? Like where before he needed a magical item or a gimmick or whatever. He was Batman, not in a costume.
Yeah.
He's like, I just show up and I beat the shit out of people.
I like him because I like Kung Fu stuff. I think he's an interesting character because of the Kung Fu angle, and you don't see a lot of like Eastern kind of characters kind of really get any real time. Mm-hmm. We get lots of like Asian characters introduced, but you never see any of them last or get any kind of real book time, right? At least with him, he's got a little bit of pedigree because he's been around a long time. Everyone loves Kung Fu. Mm-hmm. The addition of the rings, I didn't like at first, but I'm okay with it because it allows him to be like, I can hang with other people, you know.
It makes him more superhero-y. I mean, I like the robotic hand on Batman. I wanted the robotic hand to stay.
So now it's
I was
just like
completely good with that.
I can go fight someone because I have a magic thing instead of standing next to Hawkeye going, huh? Human, huh? You know, it's Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Shang-Chi just hanging in the back. Like they're gonna go punch stuff with hammers and shields.
Yeah,
and stuff
but at least Shang-Chi will go. Hawkeye and Black Widow will go. I'll fucking kill you.
Both. Yeah. He can beat the shit out of them.
With my hands. Yeah, you can have your arrow and your bracelet guns.
Yeah,
I'll still kill you.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of my wheelhouse of stuff. Like if you want to get an X-Men, you get people like Legion, who I think could be horribly used and be garbage, but could also be really interesting.
Yeah,
people like Multiple Man, like mutants are a whole.
But that's the thing.
Deal.
Like I was just gonna say in regards to the X-Men, when you're an X-Men fan, you tend to like all of them, and that's at this point 4 to 5 generations of characters.
It's a lot.
Like, I like all of the new X-Men Academy kids. All of them. I like all of them. Whether they weren't have to be good guys or bad guys. I like Hellion. I like Prodigy. I like Elixir. I like Wallflower. I'm sorry she's dead. Like, the Cuckoos are great. Quentin Quire. He's a pissant, but he's entertaining. Like, all of them. Dust. I love Dust. Mercury. Rockslide. I'm still pissed about Rockslide. Can you believe that they have never fixed a Null's stupid arm?
I know. It's just a design.
Either give him both or fix that one.
Nah, it's a design feature, man.
Like, and it happened in Limbo. Magic couldn't bring his ass back to Limbo, cut off the other arm, and have it grow back a big crustacean thing. Like, just fix that shit. It's stupid. I hate it. I hate it.
It's gotta have the monstrous look. It can't just be a green guy with a weird, like, head.
Art, symmetry. I need it.
So
walking around all lopsided and shit. He should have like one calf bigger than the other because he has to pull more weight on that one side. Right. But yeah, I mean, and again, in regards to X-Men and DC side, I love the Teen Titans, and I historically love most teams of Teen Titans.
Sure.
Are they C-listers? Are they B-listers? Are they?
I would say original like set Teen Titans are probably solid B.
Right.
Any kind
Troy, Wally West.
Any kind of like rotating stuff after that, I would throw in the C.
Where do you put Tim? Where do you put Tim?
Tim, C.
That's bullshit. Because Tim is absolutely a B-list character.
It depends. He could have been. He is no longer.
Tim has a 183 issue run.
That doesn't mean nothing.
There are A-list characters that cannot pull that.
Shang-Chi has a 130 something issue run, so I don't. Yeah, because he sucks 130 something issues because he sucks. You can't bring in how long a run was because it doesn't matter.
Submariner's original run isn't that long.
Okay.
Silver Surfer's original run isn't that long.
Okay.
Tim Drake is an A-list character.
No.
Yes, he is.
Incorrect.
Yes, absolutely.
I also like Tim, but you have to be realistic about this shit. He is not.
Absolutely realistic.
It's because you're biased.
In Tim's case, I'm biased, and I'll settle for a B, but Dick Grayson's A-list. Led the Justice League.
Barely.
Is the Spider-Man...
For one event.
Is the Spider-Man of the DC Universe, if they wrote him correctly. He's the guy that everyone loves. He's the heart of the DC Universe.
Yeah, but they don't elevate him like they need to, so he's just stuck at B.
Whose fault is that?
The editors and writers.
But, did he not elevate to that just recently?
For 3 issues?
I mean...
In an event? Look, DC squandered...
He went from leader of the Justice League to leader of the entire superhero community.
And that's a great instance, and if they would have carried it through, absolutely. But he is stuck at B because they won't let any of these people fucking grow up.
So you
because
agree...
of Trinity...
So you agree status is circumstantial?
I've said it the entire time since we started talking about it.
But that was my initial point. That's my initial point.
Yes.
It's like it's hard to differentiate what these characters are.
It's an opinion thing, but you have to try to be objective about it. Just because you like a guy does not mean he's a top tier. Just because he's top tier for you doesn't mean he's top tier for everybody. I don't think I like any A-list guys except like Spider-Man and Batman.
Tim is Batman's top pick to be Batman.
Then let Batman write a fucking Tim book and allow it to sell well because he is not a fucking. Just to close it out, I would say there's some utility in being a C-list character because you don't have the expectations of the higher tier guys, right? When you're a lower tier, you have a little more room to play. You have a little more room to change who the character is and allow them to become something new and exciting. Okay, look at, as an example, Moon Knight. Moon Knight, absolutely BC tier character for decades and decades and decades. Within the last, I would say, 20 years, he has slowly clawed his way up to a B-list character.
Yeah, Hercules.
And a solid B-list character.
Hercules, Booster Gold.
Because people give a shit about Moon Knight now, which is insane to me. Because 10 years ago, I was like, I like Moon Knight, and people go, what? Who?
Yeah, watching the pile of books go from like 8 copies of Moon Knight to like 30 copies of Moon Knight. It's like, wow,
but it takes attention and care and good ideas from creators. And it wasn't like a straight up for Moon Knight either. There was some ups and downs in there because they did some weird shit with him. I don't necessarily agree with all the choices currently, but I dig it.
I think that's the cool thing about the air quotes C-list characters or B-list characters is the potential for the growth.
Right. That's what I mean. Like you have that, and I think that's worth so much.
Yeah, Booster got the growing up, treatment with Heroes in Crisis and a couple of their solo series issues where he goes and tries to stop a killing joke from happening. Tries to stop Bruce's parents from getting shot. He gets the grown up treatment. You can't let these guys regress though. They get remembered for the fun stuff.
Right.
Like you read the last Plastic Man mini. That was very serious about him being an absentee dad and his kid not liking him. And it was a great story.
Right. But that's the thing. You had the ability to tell a story with a guy like that because it's malleable. I'm sorry, Plastic Man pun there.
Nah.
Like there's a little more room to move with them. So it's not so rigid like with a Spider-Man or a Batman where you have to play inside the Batman shaped box and the Spider-Man shaped box. Like you can only do so much. So that better have answered your question, Tim, because we just talked for like 20 plus minutes on
I
this.
don't think that answered the question at all. Quite honestly.
Well, he just said, who are your favorite C-list heroes? And we just argued a bunch and we laid out some names. So hopefully that did it, Tim. You let us know on Wednesday.
No, well, I have issues now because you don't consider Iceman an A-list character.
I don't.
Is Scott Summers an A-list character?
Oh, boy. I would say he's a B.A. Not always A.
He's Mr. T? He's B.A. Baracus?
B.A. Summers.
I pity the fool that doesn't support mutant kind.
He shifts back and forth between A and B, absolutely. He has the benefit of getting more attention than a lot of other people.
Always A.
Yeah, again, character bias from you.
No character bias.
Yeah.
He's the heart of the X-Men. He is the X-Men.
The eyes of the X-Men.
First X-Men. The eye, ears, and nose.
Again,
heart and soul.
the pedigree does not necessarily mean you are the best.
Professor X picked him first because he's the best.
And Professor X is one of the biggest piece of shits in the universe, so it doesn't matter.
Sometimes being a hero means being a piece of shit.
Oh, jeez.
Look at Batman. Biggest A-list piece
No,
of shit
he's
there
a
is.
piece of garbage,
He is
absolutely.
the biggest A-list piece of shit there is.
All right. Blew a lot of time on that. Let's talk about some books that we liked or did not like.
We like books.
I like books. Let's see. You want to do last week or this week?
Let's do last week first.
Okay. Well, let's start with an ending. Grommets. Grommets finally ended after a huge delay, and I liked it.
I
Solid
forgot
closer.
that we had an issue to go.
Oh, you thought it was done?
Yeah, so when it showed up, I was like so happy to see another issue, but then so devastated that it was the last issue. It was
over, yeah.
And it was every bit as good as every previous issue, and man, more, please, sequel.
Yeah,
please.
it definitely feels like there's going to be more.
Yeah.
But
I love the way it ends with the drop in on the half pipe. The fucking
the suicide drop,
suicide half pipe.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a solid ending. It took something that was so fucked up and spun it into a happy ending, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
So I cannot tell you how much I love that book.
And it was a book about nothing.
Yeah,
it was a book about kids hanging out.
About friendship.
Yeah, it was a book about friendship. But, time
friendship
period
and
book of
puberty.
kids hanging out, playing riding skateboards, and what a good book.
Yeah.
Just so, nostalgic, and the artwork was great. The heart was in it. I wish half the books on the wall were that good.
I know. They're few and far between. Before we jump into number ones, I do want to say Ultimate Wolverine 5 by Chris Condon and Alex Lins. They finally started. I was finally interested in an issue.
At issue 5, that's a bad sign.
Yeah, I have not liked it. I've been hanging on, but they're not doing anything new for me. Do you know who Logan is? The Weapon X?
It's Bucky, right?
No. It's Are you familiar with Weapon X tropes? Guy in a tube, go kill people, wipe your memory.
Yeah. Colander on the head.
Yeah.
Run around in your underwear.
So you have that, and you know who Winter Soldier is, right?
Yeah.
Soviet super spy, goes to kill people, wipe your memory.
Right.
All right. Now put them together.
Okay.
And change nothing, because that's what that book is.
What do you mean change nothing?
It's
is it Logan or is it James?
It's Logan.
Okay.
It's Logan is the Winter Soldier.
Okay,
right?
so Logan was a Winter Soldier first. They wipe his mind, and then he's Weapon X, or he's
no. I'm take the tropes of mind control super weapon and mind control super spy weapon and slam them together, and that's all Ultimate Wolverine is. He is the Winter Soldier.
So he's not Canadian.
He is.
Okay.
I don't want to get into all the details. I'm just saying, like, if you know what those things are, it's not interesting because they're not doing anything new. This issue finally did something interesting because he fought Sabretooth for the first time, and Sabretooth's a good guy. Like, he's part of, like, a mutant resistance to Underground Railroad.
Okay.
Yeah, he, like, runs a bar. And they have a fight, and it's, like, it's Sabretooth trying to break through to talk to Logan while he's kicking his ass kind of thing. It was a good issue.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only reason I liked it was because of the characterization of Sabretooth, because it's so out of what he actually is. It was well done, and he was helping transport Leech and what's the other guy? What's the pink version of Leech?
Artie the Fish Boy.
Yeah, Artie and Leech.
Okay.
Yeah. So, finally interesting for me. Let's see if they can keep it up. What you got?
Still not a number 1, but damn, West Coast Avengers number 7.
Bro, I can't believe I'm still reading a West Coast Avengers book this far in.
That's it. Like, I don't need to get into the story and all that, but, like, wow, it's still good. Just, what?
Make me care about a character I haven't fucking heard about.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what that issue is.
Yeah, you want to know who my favorite C-list character is right now?
Blue Bolt?
Blue Bolt, Wonder Man, Kilowatt.
Yeah.
Whatever he decides his name's going to be at the end of this, he's great.
Yeah, I do like what they're doing with him. He's very interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, it's hard to believe he was ever a villain.
Also, how old is Wonder Man? Right?
I mean, pretty old.
But, I mean, like, in universe.
I mean, he doesn't age?
I guess so. Sure, for fucking powers, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's a mutant, so another cool mutant.
Right. Another cool mutant. Because there's never enough mutants.
Yeah. More mutants, please. So let's get to number 1s. 2 from last week. One I really liked, and one I did not like at all.
And both kind of spacey, right?
Yeah, both like sci-fi bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to do the one that's good or the one that's bad?
It doesn't matter. We'll do whatever you want to do because we got to talk about them both. I mean, let's go with Blood and Thunder first.
Okay.
Blood and Thunder was so fucking good.
Yeah. So Blood and Thunder number 1 by Benito Sereno and E.J. Sue. Great.
Yeah, space bounty hunter on an asteroid. Asteroid's is a multi-tiered city.
Yeah.
I mean, each tier, has like the classes, almost like a Judge Dredd megacity. The rich and better off are on its upper levels. It's really cool, right? They're talking about there's a radio cast going off the first couple of pages where it's like setting everything up, and they're talking about the street cleaning.
A weather report.
It's a weather report, and street cleaning coincides, and they're talking about how the street cleaning and the weather report like goes, and it's going to go through the gutters, and it hits the next level. And it's like, close your windows if you're on level B.
Yeah.
And then like by the time you hit the bottom level, it's like don't leave your house, just stay the fucking side.
Yeah,
it's
shit.
like the C level, and like I think there's only 4 levels or something, but like the third level going down to the 4th level, they're like, yeah, and they're emptying the sewage pipes, so
right,
just
yeah, it goes from like we're cleaning streets to we're doing this, we're flushing gray water, oh they're flushing black water. There you go, like bottom tier, like close your windows, good luck.
I have problems with the main character's name though. Akadema.
I don't have that written down.
Akeldama. Akeldama.
Okay.
Her last name's Bledsoe. We call her Bledsoe.
Bledsoe, yeah. Well, she's an alien.
Yeah, she's an alien.
She's adopted by a human.
Yeah, she has a human appearance, but who knows that's
Well, she's got like weird like flowy.
Oh yeah,
hair.
her hair is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
But cool. The artwork's cool. It's a cool aesthetic. The aliens are cool.
Her gun.
Her gun is sentient and talks to her.
So it's called Blood and Thunder because her name is Bledsoe, so they call her Blood, and her gun's name is Thunder. Her gun has an AI in it, and it doesn't want to hurt people.
Yeah, it actually again like Judge Dredd, it's voice commands and there's different rounds that it can deploy, to shoot different types of ammunition, and none of them are lethal. And at one point, she has her back up against the wall, and she's going for like a lethal ammunition. And the gun's like, "No, pick something different. Sorry."
Yeah. Yep.
And she goes and works with the police department, and they're like, "You sure? Like, we'll give you a new gun. Like, we'll give you a gun." And she's like, "No, because it's an heirloom."
Yeah, there's cops in the station making fun of her for having that gun.
Yeah, because it's a relic. You know?
I mean, they're getting on her with the sexist bullshit and making fun of her gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's super fun. Super fun.
Interesting. I'm definitely into it. It was fun, dynamic, fast paced. Like, I dig it.
And the other book on the table that seemed like it would have kept pace with Blood and Thunder was Free Planet. And oh shit, I couldn't even finish this book.
So
I felt like I was reading a textbook.
Yeah, so Free Planet #1 by Aubrey Sitterson and Jed Doherty. It was so wordy. So, in general, I will push through a book if I need to. You know, like, oh, this is kind of got a slow bit, let me push through. I sat this book down 2 or 3 times, and I almost nodded off in the middle of it somewhere. Like, it's just so much. It was a near unbearable read.
Yeah, I mean, I was like 6 pages deep, and I was just like, you're not giving me anything that makes me want to finish this.
Right, but the problem is it does this, like, giant exposition dump of, like, here's the planet and the Federation and the politics, and we have to intro this whole team of people and where they came from and their full backgrounds. It was so much information doled out in such a, like a chunked way.
Yeah, it felt like someone was like giving a dictation of a book report or something. Where it's just like, I'm going to fall asleep listening to this. It was terrible.
It was so crazy, and like there's a kernel of interest there. It's just, if it keeps getting written this way, I can't do it. Yeah,
the artwork is nice. I do like the artwork.
I'm so in the artwork.
But the cast of characters is so large, and the background on each member of the team is just like, I know I'm done. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like, it's too much.
There is you're going to give it a second shot. I am not.
I'm going to try a second issue. Hopefully it gets better.
There are too many good things to read. Sorry, you don't give me the first one. You're done.
I'll give you a couple.
No, nope, I already took it out back and double tapped it. It's already done.
So, unfortunately, yeah, Free Planet did not deliver, which is a bummer because it looked interesting. And it like there's, like I said, there's interesting stuff there. It's just too many words.
Yeah.
And I read real books.
Yeah.
Those are nothing but words.
I read Lady Baltimore, Daughters of Medusa.
Okay. I'm not familiar. I have not followed any of the Baltimore anything. So.
I like. This is his daughter.
That's like Monster Hunter shit, right?
Yeah, Monster. Yes, yeah,
okay.
And
it's like Hellboy goon shit.
Yeah, it's all Mignola-verse stuff. Mm-hmm. Nothing that I know of is crossed over with Hellboy. But it's all its own thing.
Right.
But he's very much a hard-weathered Van Helsing kind of monster hunter, and now it's his daughter taking over the role.
Okay.
And they find out that there is a society of Gorgons that are still alive.
Well, that's trouble.
Yeah, and there's a murder mystery that, like, you know, they're like, hey, this guy got decapitated and his partner got turned into stone, you know, mm-hmm. And they go and they investigate that. It's fun. I've read other Lord Baltimore stuff. I vibed the whole thing. Like when the torch got passed to the daughter, I really didn't skip a beat. Still read it. Still
that's cool.
Good.
That's cool. That's still good. Even with the character swap.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it on its face. You know, it's
all right. That's straightforward.
They're hunting monsters.
All right, cool. You got anything else from last week?
Last week, no. It was Baltimore, Blood and Thunder, Free Planet, Grommets, West Coast. No,
good, because I want to talk about it this week.
Okay. Why do you want to talk about this week?
Well, you know why I want to talk about it this week. Oh, outside of there being a lot of good stuff on the table.
Yeah.
And I got to rip out like a bunch of number ones today because there's some good stuff. But, of course, everyone wants to talk about, and I want to talk about Battle Beast, #1. Because delayed almost a month. A return to the universe, like the Invincible universe. So excited. And it wasn't like crazy, but it delivered everything you wanted out of it.
So story-wise, it was nothing that was going to wow and shock you. It was everything you expected out of the character. Right, it was just a return that was like, it felt so good. But it did. It delivered in all the ways you wanted it to. And it's weird that something like Invincible can feel nostalgic now.
Right.
And it's infuriating that it is, because why, Mr. Kirkman?
Right, it should never went away.
Why do we still not have that?
Right. Like, but that's the thing, it's like it is Robert Kirkman writing, it is Ryan Ottley drawing, so it's just like you just rolled right back in.
Right back.
And like, oh man, I missed it so much.
And when, you know, as we say, there will be spoilers, you know, Invincible is on the very first page. Mark Grayson's there, and like, man, like first page brought you back and was just like, fuck, I need this back in my life.
it's a time period piece. Like we had a flashback because he's dead, but it's literally him just traveling the universe in a ship, going like, find someone to kill me.
Yeah, those of you who have read Invincible know that Battle Beast goes out like a boss. Like we see the character die, so this is a prequel in a lot of ways,
or the only way.
yeah, the only way. But it's you don't get a lot of motivation. Out of him in the past.
I want to fight.
In the Invincible books, he is there for challenges and to fight the best of the best. But the background for him makes him kind of a tragic character because he's from a planet of warriors and constant conflict, and apparently he is the badass of badassery that whooped the fuck out of everyone and brought harmony to his planet.
Yeah, he hooked it.
He hooked it.
I beat the whole planet and I made it a better place.
But it didn't.
And I'm going to leave.
But it didn't satiate his rage.
Right.
So he left for the good of his people. And
I think it was a selfish move, not a altruistic. I think it was like, I need to go find someone who's going to actually be challenged.
I want to say there's a balance. I want to say that he knew that it would destroy his planet because he knew that he would not be okay there. And he comes across a ship of aliens that he just fucks the whole ship up. And the ship is a sentient ship that liked the people that it was working for.
Yeah.
So basically explains to Battle Beast I'm not cool with you. I don't like you, bro. You suck. And once the ship understands that Battle Beast is really just about finding the challenge that puts him down. It's so you're fucking suicidal. You're in the pursuit of combat to the point of suicide. You want to die. You're down for a challenge, and it's great when there's glorious blood-soaked victory.
He wants to find someone who can beat him.
Right.
Because he is unbeatable.
So the ship accepts the challenge and is let me use my resources of my vast knowledge of traveling the universe to see if there's someone that can put you down.
Yeah, the ship is oh, you want me to help you kill yourself? Okay, yeah, I can help you kill yourself.
Yeah, I would love to see you kill yourself. Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
So this is going to be awesome.
Yeah. My expectations have been met exactly what I thought it was going to be, and if it continues that way, fantastic. If it just turns into a fight of the week, beautiful.
Yep.
I don't need any larger story than that. And again, Kirkman's writing, just spot on for what this... I just miss it so much. Bring Invincible back, please.
Yeah, please. It hit the nail right on the head. I read it yesterday. As soon as I took it out of the box.
That's the first thing I read today.
Yeah, and I'm going to read it again. I enjoyed it that much.
That's the thing about Kirkman books too, is they're quick reads.
Yeah, they're quick reads, and it hit so right. So right.
Absolutely.
I wish that this was a Saturday morning cartoon. I know Invincible is a cartoon now, and the Invincible cartoon is great. But if Battle Beast were just a little less blood-soaky and just a little dumbed down, I could totally see this being a kid's cartoon where he is just week after week finding a new guy to fight and just an epic brawl every Saturday morning. I would love
just
that.
A 15-minute episode of him just being a new alien every time.
Yep. You could do it in the vein of Powerpuff.
Sure.
Even
quirky recurring villains. Yeah, it'd be fun.
I would be so down.
Other really good book, and I figured I would like it. And I absolutely did. James Tynion has a new book called Exquisite Corpses. Michael Walsh is doing art. It's a fantastic start.
No one likes candy corn.
Nobody likes candy corn. But it's so Halloween.
It takes place on Halloween. It's funny, not to go back to bashing Free Planet, but you had said that it's a complicated setup. It's a vast cast of characters. And it's done and presented the right way, as opposed to the way Free Planet did it. And you are 100% right.
So Exquisite Corpses and Free Planet do the exact same thing with probably about the same size cast.
Yeah.
And it does it so much better because and it's a thick book too. It's like a double thick issue.
It is a double thick issue.
And I ripped through that thing and I was interested the whole time.
Yep.
You just get completely invested in everything immediately. Concept. There's a handful of characters. You're like, okay, cool. This is going to be a main character. This is going to be a main character. I love it. It's so good.
I think it's great.
Essentially, it is Fortnite with killers in a town. That's it.
What's it? 13 families.
Yes.
That represent the 13 first colonies.
Yes.
Have 13 representatives go into a designated area that happens to be what's the town?
Oak Terrace or Oak Vale or Oak. It's Oak something.
Yeah, it's Oak something.
It's small town bullshit.
Yeah, it's a small town. They basically pay the sheriff to fuck off. So he takes his bag of money and is told to disappear and never come back.
Yep.
And basically there is just a night of chaos and havoc amongst these 13 champions.
Well, the goal is for them to kill each other.
Right.
And
the survivor, that family gets to run the country for the next 5 years, and that's the way it's been secretly done.
For the entire
it's
time
like
the
a shadow
existed,
government kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so great. But the thing, like, again, you introduce all the families, you introduce all the killers, you introduce townspeople, and you get everything in the story, and I wasn't bored at all.
At all. One of the
It's a very good read.
One of the best characters is Meth Head Mike.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
He's like the worst at convenience store, the gas station, and he's right.
Yeah.
He's like, the whole town went black. I lost my internet. He's like, I seen these black fans coming in all day.
Yeah,
and they're just looking
the
at him
shadow
like,
government. Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking at him like he's nut, and he actually knows what's going on. And so
yeah, conspiracy guys.
And there's a lot of there's a cast of town people who are caught up in this. Like his mom wants to take her kid out trick or treating. There's some kids working haunted houses.
And like the killers and assassins and whatever. It's a diverse cast of stuff. It's not just like a bunch of soldiers, or it's not just like a purge style thing. There's like professional killers, there's serial killers, there's professional military guys, there's complete wackos. Like, it's everything is thrown in there. Lots of cool like character like concepts going on. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one. Yeah. I think so.
I hope it is.
Yeah.
It's a really strong start anyway. Another one I enjoyed, Huck. Came back.
This is a re.
So Huck, Big Bad World #1 by Mark Millar and Raphael Albuquerque.
Is this a volume 2?
This is a volume 2. This is a sequel to something that came out over a decade ago.
Yeah, Huck was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't remember very much liking the first one. Like, I remember, I liked the character of Huck. I don't think I liked the story. There was a big reveal about his origin that I didn't really dig. I'm gonna have to go back and reread it just to get a little more context. I really like this first issue.
He's a disabled kid. He's like a Billy Batson kind of thing.
It's not a Billy Batson thing. He's a full grown adult, but he's on the spectrum.
Okay.
So he has a hard time understanding emotions and stuff from people, or reading people, but he's such a good-hearted, innocent character. Like, he goes to save some people on a boat, and he's like, I brought you guys sandwiches just in case you were hungry, kind of thing. And he is just innocent and good to the core in a way that is just super endearing, and I really like it.
Okay, so it makes him really wholesome.
Yeah, he's a super sweet character, and unfortunately he gets shit on with some stuff, and it's just oh, bro. So I want to go back and read the first volume to see if I still dislike it, but right now, dig it just because of the him. Cool. Yeah.
Maybe we'll book review volume 1 because I never read that back then.
Yeah. We should. Yeah, if I'm gonna read it, why not? Yeah. Look for that coming. What else do I got? One World Under Doom #4.
I breezed that one. I got to go back and read it more, but it looks awesome. It's just Dormammu and Doom brawling.
It's Doom versus Dormammu. Thanks to Doctor Strange. If you remember, at the end of the last issue, Doctor Strange went and had a meeting with Dormammu saying, "Hey, Doom didn't put up all the defenses he should, so maybe you should go take care of this." So heroes being scumbags, trying to get villains to come do the work for them.
Well, so far this is what the story has been is.
So it's a fight between the two of them. It's cool because it's the first time we get from a Doom's perspective issue, because it's all his internal monologue and conversation with Dormammu, which is pretty neat. And you get to see Doom kind of get the shit kicked out of him. I did not like a part where it became a video game for a hot second. I won't say what it is because I think you have to experience it on your own. So I won't ruin it, but it turns into a video game for 2 pages, and I was like, I don't like this. But yeah, it's a consistently solid event.
Yeah, it's a solid event.
So I'll take it.
Any other #1s?
Yeah, but
Cold Witch was on the table. I didn't get a chance to check that out. I did read Supergirl #1.
How was that?
I liked it. She's going through a case of identity theft. She is
Power Girl?
No. So Clark had Smallville.
Right.
Her adopted family is from Midville, and she returns home to Midville to
so
visit.
mid.
Yeah, right. And that's
That's for the kids.
right. She returns home to Midville, visit her parents, and there is Supergirl propaganda everywhere. Only she looks different.
Okay, so someone else pretending to be
Yeah, she has a
Supergirl?
bob cut and everything, and she runs into like a high school friend because she's Linda. No, what is she? Yeah, right, Linda Danvers. I think it's her. She has a comb that changes the color of her hair, which I think is pretty cool.
Okay.
She had it.
Sure.
It's a throwback to an
Why
older
not?
series.
Absolutely. I love when they roll that kind of shit in.
Yeah.
But sure.
She's like, oh, I found my comb, right? So she like has the glasses on, the brown hair. Mm-hmm. It's better than a spit curl.
Sure. Yes, a magic comb is better than spit curl, yeah.
So she runs into a high school friend. The high school friend's like, oh, yeah, the whole town went nuts about Supergirl ever since she got back. And it's like, what? Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah, remember when she used to show up like in high school randomly? Well, now she's here like all the time. And like the burger joint named a burger after her. And, like everyone's running around in T-shirts and whatnot. And she's like, oh, well, it's cool catching up with you. That's really weird. And I just got to go catch up with my parents. And she goes, knocks on her parents' door. And they're like, well, who are you?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
And then the imposter comes down the stairs, and she's like, who are you? She's like, I'm Linda Danvers. And it's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. But it's like, it's cheeky and fun, and she's got crypto and streaky. Mm-hmm. So.
All right. That sounds fun.
Anytime Super Pets are there, I'm in.
On the flip side of that, I read Gwenpool #1. I've never read any Gwenpool, titles previous to this. I've read her in stuff. It's just ridiculous fun. So it's by Kevin Scott and Stephanie Nessie. Lots of fun because it's doing meta fourth wall break shit up to 11, where she's hopping out of panels and walking through the gutters and going to other panels in order to manipulate size to fight Thing
Yeah,
Boom
you
and
were
shit.
show stuff like that. That was
nuts.
going on.
I was like, oh, this is fun. And then it was just reference after reference after reference after reference, where it's just okay, this is too much now. By the end, I was like, I'm tired. I'm tired of the references. Stop. The big thing is there's a new Gwenpool, but she's a Weapon X Gwenpool, and there's the mystery of who she is. So maybe 616 Gwen Stacy, because when she takes her thing, she's got the headband on and the bob and straight up old school Gwen Stacy. So I don't know if it's her or not.
When did this Gwen Stacy...
Gwen did this.
When?
Gwen did this.
Fine. Gwen did this shit happen. You're welcome.
What?
The fucking ridiculous amount of Gwen. This has been a long time now, man. And was it Spider-Man 3 with Ron Howard's daughter playing Gwen? When did this Gwen shit happen? There's Gwenpool, who's a Gwen.
Yep.
There's Ghost Spider, who's a Gwen. She's Spider-Gwen. Now there's another Gwenpool. A little while ago, we had, before a whole bunch of bad Spider-Man stories happened, the Jackal returned and cloned Gwen.
Bro, that was 3 volumes ago.
I understand that, but listen, this last time was good, all right?
Yeah, but she died.
I know she died because all those clones died. But I'm just saying, though, at that point, we had 2 Gwens running around. Then there were 3. Now, then one... No, there was 3 because there was still Gwenpool at that time. We went up to 2, and then we went up to 3, and then that one died. We went back down to 2, and now we're back up to 2. Too many goddamn Gwen. Somebody throw one of these bitches off a bridge.
So, we have...
Or 2.
We have...
We shouldn't have any.
So, Spider-Gwen is Gwen Stacy. Because I'm not familiar with Gwenpool, I don't know if she is a version of Gwen Stacy or if she's just a girl named Gwen.
But the new one is.
The new one is.
So you would think that the other one is too.
I don't know.
But you would think.
But the thing about Gwenpool is because she has this meta knowledge, because she was a comic book fan who ended up in the comic book world. There's a thing in there where she calls Spider-Man PP, initials, and Kate Bishop's there, and she goes, PP?
Well, yeah, let's not call him that.
But she knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. She knows all the shit.
Right.
She's one of us if we were a hero.
Yeah, she's Superboy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm in because I want to know if this is 616 Gwen Stacy, who was somehow resurrected into this thing, or she's some other bitch. I don't, that's kind of where I'm at. I just want to know. It was a fun read, but it got tired real fast.
And to think that, like, you're going to bring back the original Gwen Stacy.
If maybe.
If maybe.
Yeah.
But
allegedly.
But you, again, you do things when characters are dead, and then you bring these characters back, and then there's, like, little to no acknowledgement of the things that happened to them while they were dead. Like, Jean was dead, and the Shi'ar guard came down and murdered her entire family. Mm-hmm. And then, like, Jean comes back from the dead, and they're not like, oh, hey, your whole family doesn't exist anymore because they were murdered because they were afraid that any of them could be the Phoenix.
What has happened to Gwen since she's been dead, other than being resurrected several times as a clone?
Her creepy, gross children with Norman Osborn, who are now not alive.
Okay. But it no longer happened, if you remember.
Did it no longer happen?
Yeah, they retconned that so that didn't happen. Not for real.
I wish it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. If it was, like, I wish they could.
Happened in the last round.
I wish they could retcon their terrible ideas out of my brain from having read them.
You just have to forget it.
I don't. No,
just push it away.
No, because that's the thing. I can't. I read those things and they sucked so bad.
Where they'll never ever hurt you again.
Unfortunately, they left a scar because they shouldn't have did this shit to begin with.
Yeah. Look, people got to try stuff. Sometimes you got to get real gross.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's kind of it. So I'm in to see if it's her. If it's not, don't care. It doesn't matter.
I am anxiously awaiting what you tell me because there is no way in hell I would read that.
I don't blame you. So that's kind of all I got.
That's all I got.
Excellent. So next week we're not going to be reviewing a book. We're going to be reviewing all of our books.
It's our Ironheart episode. It's a review.
That's awful. That makes me feel bad.
I mean, I'm not a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I know. Clearly it shows. But yes, they're going to be reviewing all of our reviews from the past year. Because that's actually... That's going to be releasing 1 day before our 0 episode came out. So that's one year we're going to be doing this. And our next one of these episodes, the talky ones, is going to be at the year point for our first episode, the first time we talked about shit. So,
wow, people have been listening to us do this for a year.
At least some of them.
They need a hobby. They should be reading more comics.
So, yeah. So we're going to be reviewing reviews.
Our reviews.
Thanks for listening.
Re-reviews.
If you would like to send us some discussion topics like Tim did, or some future book reviews for other stuff, you could do that at thecomiccryptcast@gmail.com. You can follow the store on Instagram and Facebook. The podcast is also on YouTube. The links will be in the show notes. And I guess go read your books.
Peace.
We loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags like comics. The hardcore get it while the soft bitches vomit. I came to this earth on a radiated comet. Now the planet is in perilous danger because I'm on it. Fly super villain with the superpowers in me. Got the rare issues and all my shit is minty. Body like Ben Grimm, suckers I be beating down. Look around and we be found chilling out in Eatontown. I be at the comic crypt stacking up the kryptonite. Doomsday and Superman every time I grip the mic. Dark Phoenix overloading, supernova sunspot exploding. I'm the Punisher reloading Bobby Drake when he's frozen. Storm forming ominous clouds over the ocean. Working with Professor X to master my emotion. Have you posing in the box whether you know it or not. I'll easily bag your bitch like Logan did to Scott. Mr. Sinister plots when I administer shots to clone Gene from a jeans. Then this shit'll get hot like Inferno. Burn slow, humans are ash. God loves man kills in the days of future past. Now I'm working on a science lesson. Me and Brian Stratton, a rat in a cage who can't stop buying X-Men.